You are going to do the worksheet called World Fair Wonder today. You have 20 questions on there. If question number is circled, I want you to solve using the quadratic formula. If it is not circled, I want you to solve by completing the square. I'm going to do the first two problems with you just to remind you how to use each type of solving. So let's look at number 1. X squared plus 4x plus 2 equals 0. It's not circled, so I want you to complete the square, which is what we did Friday. So the first thing you have to do is make sure the constant is by itself. So we're going to move the 2, and we have x squared plus 4x equals negative 2. You take the number that is in front of x, so 4. You always divide it by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Whatever you get here, you're going to square. 2 squared is 4. This number gets added to both sides. So it becomes x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals negative 2 plus 4. You're going to rewrite the left side. X, it's plus because it was a plus in the original problem. 2 because 2 is what we squared. Close parentheses squared equals negative 2 plus 4 is 2. You're going to unsquare, which means take the square root of both sides. So you have x plus 2 equals plus or minus the square root of 2. To get x by itself, you're going to have to move this 2. X is equal to plus or minus the square root of 2 minus 2. You need to realize that that could also be written as negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2. So if you will go now and look at your worksheet down at the bottom, you're looking for the word or the box that has this solution in it. And if you'll go on the first column down to the next to last row, of is negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 2. Your instructions say to shade the blocks with the answers. So that box gets marked out. Put an X over it, whatever. Okay, so you go find the box that matches your answer. Number 2 is circled, so we need to use the quadratic formula. You might want to take a minute right now and write the quadratic formula down on your paper. It is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Write this down because you're going to use it over and over. So figure out what a, b, and c are. A is 1, b is 5, c is negative 6. Remember, we started by figuring out the discriminant. So take your calculator and b squared minus 4ac. So 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 6. And your discriminant is 49. So when you go put it in your problem now, negative b means go use your b with the opposite sign. So negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 49 all over 2 times a, which is 1. So negative 5 plus or minus square root of 49. Check it in your calculator in case it's a perfect square, and it is. So plus or minus 7 all over 2. Notice that since it was a perfect square, when I wrote the 7 down, it does not have a square root over it anymore. That's gone. We've got to get our two answers. You're going to say negative 5 plus 7, enter, divided by 2, enter, and x equals 1. Now do negative 5 minus 7, enter, divided by 2, enter, and x equals negative 6. So you're going to go look for the box that has 1 and negative 6 for solutions. And if you look in the last column, down in the 4th row, bronze is 1, negative 6. And so you will mark out the box bronze. You will continue to do this. You've got about half of them that are completing the square and about half of them that are the quadratic formula. As you find the answer, mark out that box. The boxes that are left will be used to answer the question. Okay? I don't care if you do them in numerical order or if you do all the completing the squares and then all the quadratic formulas. I don't care about that. As I look through here, it looks to me like on number 16. Okay, number 16 is circled. So they want you to use the quadratic formula. Okay, before you can do it, you've got to deal with those parentheses. You have 3x times 3x minus 2 close equal 8. You got to distribute, so you're going to have 9x squared minus 6x equal 8. You need everything on the same side for quadratic formula. 9x squared minus 6x minus 8 equals 0. So now you're ready to find A, B, and C so that you can solve. Looking for anything else that might be an issue. 17. It's not circled, so you're going to complete the square, but you still want to get rid of that parentheses. So you're going to say x squared is equal to, it was 2 times x minus 5. You need to distribute that 2. X squared is equal to 2x minus 10. You need the constant by itself since we're completing the square. So x squared minus 2x is equal to negative 10, and that one is ready to go. Number 19, same thing. X squared is equal to negative 4 times 2x plus 1. You want to distribute that negative 4. So x squared is equal to negative 8x minus 4. Number 19 is not circled, so we're completing the square. So x squared plus 8x is equal to negative 4, and it's ready to go. And I think that's all of them that had issues. So you solve it, you find your solutions, and you go look at the boxes and see which one works.